I'm Dr. Schneider, and you may be suffering with elevated cholesterol, high cholesterol. You may have been diagnosed with high cholesterol or be on a cholesterol lowering drug. So you may be wondering, is there anything that you can do alternatively for high cholesterol? That's actually a good question, and there's quite a bit you can do. But you know, what's really important to understand about a condition like this is cholesterol by itself isn't really the concern, right? It's what cholesterol is going to cause. So you have to look at this condition from a comprehensive viewpoint, and you have to look at your body as a whole to discover why you may be having high cholesterol, and are there other things going wrong that's causing high cholesterol. So what I do to make this very simple is I have you write out your entire life history, and I'm looking for clues as to imbalances in your body, and there's many things that over your lifetime can eventually lead into high cholesterol. And that's important to understand too, because over your lifetime, so there's probably a point in time in your life where you didn't have high cholesterol, right? So if you're on a high cholesterol medication, doesn't it make sense that you should not be focusing on restoring your body back to the way it was before you had high cholesterol? So if there was a point in time where you didn't have high cholesterol, what went wrong that now today you have high cholesterol? So that's where the life history is important, and there's a proprietary approach I developed for looking at your life history to determine what may be contributing to it. I also give you a questionnaire with 200 questions on it, and that questionnaire further helps me identify what may be going wrong with your body. Now, there's some really unique things you have to understand about cholesterol in and of itself. So, like most doctors are looking at your cholesterol, your HDL, and your LDL levels, and they're thinking, well, that's a comprehensive look at your cholesterol. Well, going the very next step, you have to look at what is called non-HDL cholesterol. So you have HDL and you have LDL. However, LDL, there's a whole spectrum of things like LDL and VLDL and ILDL. And those things make up the non-HDL cholesterols. So that's the very next step in this process to analyze that. Then the next thing you need to be doing is looking more specifically at the cholesterol molecules. And there is what is called an NMR, nuclear medicine resonance cholesterol study you can do, or lipid profile you can do. And what's really important about this is you want to look at what size the cholesterol molecules are, and you want to look at how many of those you have. So the easy way to understand this is it's sort of like playing tennis, and your artery is a tennis net, and the cholesterol molecules are either tennis balls or golf balls. So if you're playing tennis and someone hits a tennis ball at the tennis net, well, you're not going to worry too much because it's probably not going to go through the net, and it's probably not going to hit you or injure you. However, if someone hits a golf ball at you, that little golf ball can pass through that tennis net, and that is equivalent to a small lipid molecule passing through the artery and entering into the artery and injuring the artery, the same way the little golf ball could pass through the tennis net and hit you and injure you. And that could cause inflammation, and that inflammation is responded to by your body in the form of covering it up, and that is the plaquing. So we look at this NMR, nuclear medicine resonance lipid profile, and we determine if there's an imbalance there. Now, there are circumstances where people have numbers that look really bad, but when you do the NMR, you'll find that they all have big molecules. And we're good with that. That means, hey, you have healthy cholesterols. And there's also cases where people seemingly have normal cholesterol, and we do an NMR study on them, and we'll find that even though their LDL levels don't seem to be that elevated, they have a lot of little particles floating around, and even though their numbers don't look too bad, those high numbers of small particles are an issue. So then we look at a lot of other systems and glandular function also. We look at your thyroid function, we look at your adrenal function, we look at your digestive function, we look at your liver function, and we look at all those different functions to determine about what's going wrong that has led into the imbalances that you have. And then our goal is to correct those and help push you back towards that point in time that you were before you developed the high cholesterol.